Hello, and welcome to CIST 2413 Server Networking class. I'm going to go over a few things with you today as just a brief overview um, about the class and about me and what we'll be doing. This will be just like if you were sitting in classroom the first day, but I'm not going to do for an hour. But I'm going to go through a few brief, quickly things for you. Some of you I know I have had before. Some of you I have not had before. As I will mention in this, there are some changes from the way I have done my classes before. So you will have to pay attention on some of that. Briefly about me, of why I'm here teaching your class, with my background and my experience, that my education is that I got a Bachelor of Arts degree in political science and a master's degree in business administration, an MBA, from Winthrop University in South Carolina. I've got an EDD, an education doctorate, from the University of Georgia. You don't have to call me Dr. Watt. You can if you want, or if that you're not comfortable with that, Mr. Watt will do fine. Or if you're more comfortable first name, that's okay with me too. I'm not hung up on titles. I've also taken some additional computer courses at Georgia Southwestern a few years ago, and those are credit classes. So I've got some postdoctoral work, technically, to use an academic term. In addition to that, I have taken lots of continuing ed classes since I was in college. But what I took in college was programming courses on a mainframe computer, basically. And that's not exactly where we are today, although there's a need for that. I get calls occasionally about whether I'm interested in taking a job as a COBOL programmer. That places are looking for that because a large percentage of the backbone of businesses, big programs, is still in COBOL, oddly enough, although it's not something taught and of high demand for right now. I just finished a class with CompTIA. They have these train the trainer classes that run basically about 6 weeks. They meet usually 2 nights a week for 2 hours a night. They're online. They're live, although if I can't make it to them live, I am allowed to do them, record it, but I prefer live on them, as the instructor actually interacts with us in it, which I will do also in my Collaborate sessions. I actually use that partly as inspiration for it. But I just finished a course on CASP Plus certification, on how to teach it and what it covers. That's the CompTIA Advanced Security Practitioner certification. New things were for me in there, and somewhere over the next year, I will take the certification. This month, later in January 25th, I believe, I am scheduled to take the Security Plus, no, the Linux Plus exam. Sorry about that. I told the other class the wrong test. Before April, I will be taking the Security Plus exam. I have vouchers for those that I have earned. And I'll probably be taking about 5 or 6 more certification exams during the year. I hold a number of certifications. I have an MCSE, which is what was Microsoft's top certification for networking. I've held that for a number of years. There's Microsoft Certified System Engineer is what it stands for. And it's a Windows certification. It's a Windows Server certification, actually. And I've taken some other Windows different type certifications since, and some server ones. Actually, I will be taking Server Plus from CompTIA in the near future also. And I am already Server Plus certified from back in a number of years ago, and now I'm going to get with their new certification on it because they just updated it again. Some of these certifications last for 3 years. Some of them are lifetime certifications. If you want to see a list of all the certifications I hold, if you'll go to my webpage, which is www.dwightwatt.com, that's my first and last name, actually my middle name, but the name I'm known by. And that there you can see a list of all my certifications. I also write an article for the newspapers around here weekly, most weeks. Should be weekly, but sometimes I miss a week. And a number of those are posted out there along with some other writings of mine. My more recent article on technology I've written for the newspaper for basically the last year and a half. I haven't gotten them posted on the website. That sort of slipped as I've gotten busy, and that they're actually all available for you on Facebook or LinkedIn. When I write them, I actually post them to LinkedIn, to my LinkedIn page, and I have a page just for the technology articles, and I think it's Watt Technology Articles. If you'll just search for that on Facebook, you'll find it. That I post them there also, and then send them out to the newspapers. And there's 3 newspapers that consistently publish me. They don't always publish me. It's for free. It's a volunteer. I don't get paid for it. Beyond that, I also have work experience in our field. I do consulting work and have for a number of years for businesses, small businesses primarily, and individuals and nonprofit organizations. I have networked them. I've repaired their computers. I've done web pages for them. There's a number of web pages I have active right now. I'm working on a web page right now for a group, and that I'm out there doing that, and that I get hands-on experience that way. I've also worked out there in the business world a couple of times full time, and I've taught for a number of other schools along the way. So that's about me. And you'll learn more about me and figure out more things about me as we go along, and I'll learn things about y'all as we go along. The syllabus is important for you to review. It is a legal contract between me and the school and you about how the classes run. On there is how your grade is determined, what percentage is each thing, the test count, what percentage, the final exam, what percentage, etc., so that you know how your grade will be determined. And that is in the syllabus. There is a guide on there also, which is more or less the chapters which we will cover them on, but that's not set in stone. That's not definite. The calendar in Blackboard will tell you when things are due. Now, that's also not set in stone. It's very seldom I do change on it, but if circumstances call for it, I will. For instance, if we close the school down for a week, I'll make some adjustments. Although, since this is an online course, more than likely you'll be able to keep working during that time. So we'll continue with that. The book is also in there. You can get it through Cengage Unlimited. If you're using that online book from Cengage, when you go to the site, if you look on the right side, once you get into the course, look on the right side, there's a list of icons going down over on the right side of the screen. There is one that is blue that looks like a book. That will take you to the ebook, and that's actually a copy of the book if you had bought the printed edition instead. Blackboard will be where the main stuff will be about the class other than what all's in the book, and you're going to use the book. Your activities that you're going to be assigned to do are all located in the book in each chapter, and it leads you through in a tutorial type style approach. In Blackboard, I have comments out there, or call them notes, that tell you things that don't work correctly as given in the activities. Second thing is, I do not assign all activities. So make sure you look in each chapter in Blackboard to know what you got to do. You're going to do a screen print of each activity of something, put those screen prints all in a Word document and submit those. And where the assignment is the Dropbox for that. Also in that same area right there, in that same folder for each chapter, will be the PowerPoint for that chapter, which I know some students use, and they tell me it's a good way to see the chapter summarized of what the material, the things to know in it. So that's there. That didn't used to be there. Used to be in course documents, actually still is. And now I have put it right there with the assignment. The test is also located right there. I used to have it in a separate folder. The tests were just in their own folder. Now they're in the individual chapter folder with the assignment. So if you've taken the class, one of these classes from me before, be aware of that. And that's based on suggestions from students of that would be a better way for them to look around in there. And also from me judging other Blackboard courses nationally. Collaborate and discussions will be our engagement activity in this class. So actually in this class, you've got 2 engagement activities you can do. I didn't say you must do. You're only going to do one of the 2. You have to do each week either the discussion or you have to participate in the live collaborate session. I said participate, not just listen to it. You have to either post a comment or comments, preferably comments, or questions to me in there during the class, and I will answer them live as we go through it. Those generally run about an hour. I'm asking in announcements for y'all to send me times and days that will work for you and ones that won't work for you. Then I'm going to take through my 4 classes that will have collaborate sessions. I've got one other class that won't, that is a internship class. And I will develop a schedule from that. That will put those, normally they will be on Mondays and Tuesdays. Sometimes that changes, like next week. Next Monday is a holiday. It's Martin Luther King holiday and the school is closed. So I push everything that's due on Monday to Tuesday next week. But otherwise, normally your stuff is due on Mondays, except for your syllabus review. Agreement and syllabus test, which is due this Friday. The discussion is that it will appear on Monday morning. The initial post is due by Friday night, and 2 replies are due by that Monday after that. Nothing is accepted after that Monday night deadline on the discussion for that discussion. And there is a penalty if you turn in the initial post late. Now, you have a choice each week of either attending and participating in the live collaborate session, in which case you'll get 100 on the discussion, or doing the discussion. And so if your work schedule, home schedule, whatever schedule does not allow you to participate in collaborate sessions, you just have to go to the discussions. However, in the collaborate sessions, I go over the class, cover the material that we'll be working on that week. Also go over other things about the school, sometimes stuff out there in the real world, etc., and tell you about that. I am the governor-elect of the Kentucky-Tennessee Kiwanis, and I'm their webmaster also. And I'll be traveling, doing some of that and going things, and I may make some comments about that. I'm involved in the Kiwanis in Fort Oglethorpe. I'm also an ambassador for the Walker and Catoosa Chambers of Commerce and an ambassador for AWS Educate also. And that, so I'll do those in there also. And I say answer comments, questions, etc. Beyond that, you can email me at any time with any questions. If you can't do something for about 15 minutes and don't see how to do it, contact me and ask for help. Now, it may take a little bit. I may have to write you back and send me some screen prints, ask you some more questions, but I will help you figure out how to do it. I do answer email all day, every day during the week when I'm at school. Um, and then I try to answer email in the evening and on weekends. Now, I don't guarantee that I will do it in the evenings and weekends. And if I'm not going to be able to do it on a day during weekday, for instance, the Tuesday, the second day of this semester, I'm in leadership Walker all day and I won't have access to the computer. So during tomorrow, if you're watching this on Monday, I won't be answering email until probably in that evening, but I may not. I'm not going to guarantee you I'll get to it that evening because I also have some personal things I'm doing in a personal life, and along with those other activities I'm in of the Kiwanis and the chamber and church, etc. So, but I do try to answer those. I've taken online classes myself before, both continuing ed ones, like those train the trainers that I mentioned to you already. I also go each summer to a week of training in Jacksonville, Florida, and in Dallas, Texas, Frisco, Texas, actually, on different things about computers. I took a class on AWS at Jacksonville a couple of years ago. I've taken on some other stuff. I just took one on BitLocker on Bitcoin and blockchain. Sorry about that. These terms can mix up on you. That I did that in December, took a class on, and that's another thing I could mention in the library sessions. So I'm taking classes and training all the time. So do be aware on those and that, but I will normally put in announcements if there is a day I'm not going to be answering email. We've got also be sure you watch the calendar in the course. That's when your due dates are, but it also shows you when the holidays are. So for instance, you've got Monday is a holiday on the 17th. And then in March, there's in the first week, there's 2 days, a Thursday and a Friday, that you will have as student holidays. It's not holidays for the faculty, so don't tell us we're getting the days off. We got to attend all day training sessions and meetings for the college that day, the whole faculty. And so we'll be in meetings from like 9 that morning to 4 that afternoon, each of those 2 days. So that's not holiday for us. And then the end of March, the last week, if I've got my dates correct on, I'm pretty sure I do, that is spring break. So there'll be no classes that week. I probably will not be where you can get a hold of me. I may or may not be where you can get a hold of me that week. I'll probably be taking leave during that week. But I will check email at various times that week anyway and answer back. Because even during the Christmas holidays when I'm recording this, that I have been checking email most days and answering and have helped some students. Beyond that, for your software for this class, there's 2 pieces of software you'll use. They're both free. I've got information out there in the course for you. You're going to use VirtualBox as your virtual machine software. I've got detailed directions showing you how to set it up and how to install it. And you'll download it actually from virtualbox.org, if I'm remembering right. I'm pretty sure it's .org, not .com. But I do have that in the assignment for you anyway, so you'll know. And you can get it for free from there. If you've used it before in another class, that you can keep on using the copy you got, just create new machines. And if you want to get rid of the other machines, delete the old machines. Beyond that, you'll also use Server 2016 in here. There is Server 2019 out at this point, but there's no books available on it yet, and they're preparing to come out with Server 2022. But there's no textbooks, and Microsoft's not really said what should we teach, and their certifications aren't lining up now, that they don't have them right. And me, the state, the publishers, and I'm actually on a committee to write the new server curriculum to match to server 2019, but we're still trying to figure it out. And I've been in discussions with Cengage and with the author of your textbook. In any event, have a good semester. I look forward to it with y'all. Hopefully all of y'all do real well. In the grade book, your grade on that you first see, your average, is a point basis one. It starts from 0 and grows through the semester. It works like points in a game. And almost, if not all of you, have played games and have tried to get to 100,000 points so you can move to a level 2, and 130,000 points to move to a level 3, and so on. Well, in this case, you're trying to get the 70 points to get a C, 80 points to get a B, 90 points to get an A. Once you get to that point, you know you got at least that grade. That's the nice part about point basis. There is an average at the end of the all of your grades. Also, that average is just the things that have been turned in and graded. If you don't do anything else or skip doing things, it doesn't reflect that. So that grade quite often will be higher than what you end up with from where you thought you were. The one at the beginning only gives you points, adds points to it every time you do things, and they get graded. So for instance, you attend a collaborate session, I'll put 100 in for that week's discussion grade, and at that point, your grade will jump by a point or two. So be aware of that. But hopefully all of you do really well. I would like to see you all make an A in here, but you got to earn the grade that you're going to get. I don't give grades. But I'd be perfectly happy if all of you earn an A. I'll be really happy to put an A down for you, and also brag to my boss about the fact that all of my students made A's. That will suit me perfectly fine. So go for it. Keep in touch with me. Write me when you have problems. You can also write me when you have good things happening. Keep me on. And if you find something's not right in the book or in my notes, because remember, they're continuously upgrading our server software. So things that might have worked before or didn't, and I had to change to make them work, they may have changed it around where it now works like in the book, or it may be something else. Let me know, and if I will check it, and if that's true, I will change my notes out there and update it. So those notes are from me having done the assignments and also former students doing stuff and passing it on. Have a good semester. I look forward to it, and have fun.